Hello everyone, Manithral here, and as promised, here is Gregorovic. Now, before I even get started, there is one thing I should have done, and I don't have on me right now, is that is a familiar. Anything with a familiar is going to be helpful. Anything with boosters is going to be helpful. Anything to boost your damage output, of course, is going to be helpful. You know, you want to have as much stuff like that as possible. Now, as far as equipment uses, I do have the Venom Blood perk on one of my pieces of armor. And for armor, I am using, of course, the Port's Gear. Port's Gear, as you guys may have noticed, is one of my favorites because, well, it hits a high defense and it's a high tier, so it's actually very good to use. It's essentially it's defense armor. It even gives you a life point boost, prayer boost, you know, all that. I'm using an augmented Zyrite bow. Now, my augments on all my gear is not exactly the best because I haven't really taken the time to properly do that. And my gloves and boots clearly are not up to par, so. But also, I do use the amulet blood amulet to get myself more health back. I do actually have a scrimshaw here, which is a scrimshaw cruelty. This way I can increase my damage output. And of course the Vampiria Zamora, which is always good for bosses. I have my Holy Wrench because I will be using prayer, which I just realized I did not restore prayer, which I have super restores just in case for any reason. And I have an overload as well as a bunch of rock tails because you'll be using more food than anything else, but enhanced Excalibur as well. The only thing I should have done differently is actually brought a familiar with to help do damage. And I will say, it's been a little while since I last fought Gregorovic, but if I remember correctly, he really wasn't that bad. The only thing you really got to pay attention to is you don't want to get close to him. And then because of that, sap his defense, and you want to reduce his ranged. Well, actually, you can kind of want to reflect his range back at him. And you want to watch out for the Spirit of Mania. You don't have to kill them, but you can. Because if they get back to him, it's going to do a lot of healing to him, which is not good. But as you can see, if you keep your distance from him, he's not overly dangerous. He does do a lot of damage though. But that's why this method might not be your best method, but it is not too bad. Again, make sure those Minias do not get back to him, because if they do get back to him, that means he will heal. So, and he'll also get stronger if you're not careful with that as well. Now, when he goes into the shadow phase, I personally just ignore those shadows and I let my AoE just take care of them. Now that things are getting a bit more complicated too, I would say it's actually a good idea to keep one of your thresholds available. This way, in case one of those Minias appear, you can use it. However, oh crap. As you can see, it's not too bad. There is different methods I could be doing with this. Different things I could be trying. I could be trying to avoid those, which you can, because you've seen, like, you can see where they are going to be landing. But as you guys have seen, I'm not always the best at dodging. So, yeah, you can see he's not easy, but he's not overly bad. You will use food. And you want to use range, you want to keep your distance from him because he can do melee damage too. And everything here is going to be doing range damage to you anyway. So it's one of those things of why not just have it with. But as you can see, I'm not doing overly well, but I want to give you guys at least the bare necessities of what you should do when fighting Gregorovic. Now, I could be doing Soul Split, which will actually, as you can see, it's actually not helping me too much. And that's actually it. I'm not actually going to fight another one of him because, like I said, it's been a little while, so I'm not entirely fine-tuned with him. Because it'd probably actually be better off to use something like Anguish to reduce his kind of stuff. This way, you're also reducing his defense, you're reducing his attack and strength. And then to have maybe the Reflect on, this way you're not taking quite as much damage. Also, I don't have like the Absorptive perk and stuff like that, which actually will help me reduce damage coming at me. So like I said, I know I took a lot more damage than I should have, but that was because I don't have all the things that I really should have on me. And that is actually the reason what is costing me in those battles. But I hope you guys got at least like a little bit of the description of the battle. He's actually very straightforward. You do want to try to avoid the knife drop. As you have seen, there's those black areas where those knives were falling. You can see those as you go through, and you do have time to avoid them if you are able to do so. Me, I just tanked right through it, and that was a big chunk of the damage I was taking. Now, if you do want to take a melee route, it is possible, because keep in mind, if you're using melee, range is not quite as damaging to you, and that actually probably would be the better route than actually using ranged, but I like using ranged for him. I don't know why. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this guide helps you out. I will do a melee version of this as well, but for now I just wanted to do the ranged version, and then I will get the mage version out for you guys in a little while later. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, later guys.